Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Hi, I am Ayaz Memon here to discuss the World Test Championship final between India and New Zealand, which was supposed to start yesterday, but it turned out to be a dampener of an opening day. It just rained throughout, and there was not even a ball possible. In fact, the toss didn't take place. So, one day washed out, which is, after the tremendous build-up to this game, it was extremely disappointing, especially for fans, and I'm sure even for players. What do players do in such a situation when it's raining so heavily, or as the Brits say, it's pissing down? From my experiences that I've seen, there is a lot of tension, and especially when you talk about a match like a final, while the players might appear nonchalant and in a sense disconcerted, but actually the tension, the not being able to play will be playing on their minds, because they also charged up. There's the adrenaline rush. They're waiting to get onto the field, all players from either team. And then you find that the rain has stalled you. So it starts playing on your mind. And remember, the time factor becomes very crucial in cricket, because you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. And it can have a kind of a choking effect, if I may say so, if you're not strong enough or strong-willed enough. So let's hope that won't happen with the players, and we'll see a great contest. But when? That is the issue now. Because while the good thing is there is a 6th day to this match, that means an extra day has been added just because of this problem that there might be rain, the overs may be curtailed, overs may be lost, they'll all be added onto the 6th day. And yet, the forecast in Southampton over the next 4-5 days isn't encouraging at all. It's not as bad as the first day, but who knows? Now, the thing is, how much play is going to be possible over the next 5 days? If it's going to be intermittent kind of passages of play between spells of rain, it's really how much play, how much time the players spend in the middle. So if it rains for 15-20 minutes and you have 90 minutes of play, yes, there's a reasonable amount of play that you can get. But if it's the other way around, you get 15-20 minutes of play and 80-90 minutes of rain, then I'm afraid this is going to be a badly affected match. Now, the provision is that in case of a no result, the title will be shared, which is fair income. But, and this is something that I wanted to raise, is should or could this match not have been kind of planned out a little better? Let me explain what I mean. Obviously, this match couldn't have been played, the final, in India or Australia or New Zealand. This is not the season where cricket is played in these countries. England is a great venue. Many grounds to choose from. Originally, this match was scheduled to be played at Lord's. It shifted to Southampton because of the pandemic situation in London. Now, my point is that if these kind of exigencies, crop up and the decisions are taken, why not rely on what the Met Office is saying 4, 5, 6 weeks back, when it was forecast that there would be rain over this whole week, so to speak? Then either defer the match, and I'll come to that, or choose another place. It can rain in one part in England, not in the other. Or when I say defer, after this match, India doesn't play a test match till August 4th, that is against England. So they are pretty much sitting for 6 weeks, not having an international commitment. New Zealand's international commitments end with this match. Suppose this match had to be postponed by a few days. Possible? I think so. Look, or another venue, possible. Logistical nightmare, but possible. And I think in these situations where there's so much anticipation, there's so much expectation, there's so much money behind a match like this. And remember, it's a 2-year cycle which has led to this situation. Now, I'm not for a moment saying that we should control everything. Rain has been integral in the history of cricket or the romance of cricket. The elements intervening in a match have been part and parcel of the game, especially test match cricket. So yes, you have to, there's not much you can do if it's going to rain. But now that technology and science enables you to kind of steer your way around, I think that advantage should be taken. It should be taken. We have had situations, tournaments have been shifted from India to the UAE, the IPL 2020, and of course India came to grief when the IPL 2021 wasn't shifted to some other place, and it had to be suspended because of the second wave of the COVID surge. So, I mean, the point I'm trying to make is that everybody wants to see, at the end of it, a match being played in as much as is possible, not as little as possible. And that should be the guiding principle for the ICC and for the other authorities. Okay, that said, let me just add a dimension to what is possible now in this match. In case if it's bright and there is a toss which takes place, India can still make a change in their playing 11. They've announced their playing 11, but they can make a change or two changes or whatever number of changes in their playing 11, because till the teams are exchanged by the captains at the time of the toss, it's not ratified, the playing 11. So provision is there for India to make the change in case if they see that the weather is going to behave in a certain way and they need to change their tactics. I don't think that change will happen. In fact, the fielding coach Sridhar has mentioned that, they don't need to do it. I'm just using Virat Kohli's line from his press conference. He says, we've got all our bases covered, so be it. So that's great. Of course, everybody hopes that play will happen. But in case if it is another kind of a sorry day when it's raining all through, all 6 hours or 7 hours, then my suggestion is, much as we are all disappointed, don't mope. Switch on to the match at Bristol, where the Indian women's team is playing the English women's team, or the England women's team, and this is getting to be an interesting tussle. England posted a big score, asked India to follow on, and following on, India have got off to a smashing start thanks to Shafali Verma, the debutant. She's 17 years old. She made 96 in the first innings, missing a century by 4 runs. She's batting 55, I think. Yeah, 55. In the second innings, India is still 82 runs behind. But if they can set a target of, say, 200, 225 for England in the fourth innings, there might be a good story to tell after this match is over. So switch on to the match at Bristol in case if there's no play at the Southampton Rose Bowl.